Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tengiz Buljuk. I am representing on behalf of Cabinet of Ministers of Kyrgyz Republic, a new entity. It's a new Kyrgyz state holding company. And would like to talk about our mining sector future and a little bit about the holding structure and the target of the new entity. So this is many people doesn't know where is Kyrgyzstan, so I'd like to show you where is exactly. It's between Kazakhstan and well-known country in China. So it's a mountainous country, it's about 200 square meters. We have plenty of I think gold, copper, rare earths, and other projects. So I would like to introduce a couple of these deposits. One of them is Andash. It's a very promising deposit on the west side of Kyrgyzstan in the Talas province. So this is the numbers you can see. It's a little bit outdated, developed in 1997. So it's more than 20 years has gone, but we have to, at that time, the old numbers, and the gold price was about 200 to 250 US dollars per ounce. Now it's I think it's almost 10 times. So we have much more opportunities, and we have a huge exploration potential. Next slide, please. As next door, there's another project. I'll talk a little bit later about Kaldebulak. So the Balachichkan is one of the, I would say, Rio Tinto size projects. That's a titanium, iron, vanadium project. So by inferred resources is significant, and we have a huge exploration potential. So we think one of the key projects which will be developed under this holding company, under this Balachichkan. Next slide, please. And we have one of the probably biggest rare earth deposits in former Soviet Union. It's it's next to well-developed industrial area. Probably the biggest rare earth plant is in Kyrgyzstan. So this criticized to deposit is in the close proximity to that existing infrastructure as well, that geological field. You see the numbers, it's impressive, and this we have almost a pre-feasibility study is done on this project. It's about 10 years ago. So we would like to develop this project as well. One of the key projects as well in our portfolio. Next one, please. I want to go so quick to the presentation is long. The south of Kuntor Gold Mine, most of you don't know about the deposit. So Tantan Niobium rare earth projects called Sarasai. So it's on the southeast side of Kuntor Gold Mine. So is that as well the huge operation potential. Since we are next to, or we are close to border with China, so we have a big interest from Chinese investors as well, from Japan. So this is as well very potentially very attractive our projects. So next one. This is the Kaldebulak project, is close to Andash. There are some licensed areas in between as well. More copper gold project. So it's about 160 kilometers to Taras city, Kazakhstan. It's close to the border, and 460 kilometers from Bishkek city on the east side. So it's a little bit as well how the data we just taking the license for all of these deposits, and we have a exploration target for the next year. We would like to spend and invest about $60 million for just for those projects. And we talk about 400,000 meters of exploration drilling. So next one. One of the unique projects, Sultan Survey. This is a quartz gold mineralized area. It's easy recoverable, nice potential. We have a Sultan Survey deposit. There's 5 licensed areas. One of them is Buchuk area. It's one of the very promising. It's a recovery above 92-94%. It's by gravity. So, and we just there's a Sultan Survey processing plant that exists, small one, that's developed in this area probably for the 25 years almost. So, but we have a lots of potential surrounding areas. And as I said, this is a real good potential similar to our Jerui project, if someone knows that our Jerui project. So, next one. And about 40 kilometers away south east of Kuntur, we have a Togolok deposit. It's with refractory type of ore, but has a big potential to increase total that we're thinking just to develop this project could be part of that Kuntur. This work to be processed at that Kuntur plant, not so just as an option. But Togolok itself is a big potential at 5.2 grams per ton of gold, 3.5 million ounces, and has a think we can double up this during next stage of exploration. Next, please. And Jetim 2, actually, this is one of that big projects. As well, you emphasize this iron ore project. It's close to the border with China. So the resources about 3.8 billion tons of iron ore. And as well, it's underdeveloped still, so we would like to invest money in exploration of this deposit as well. So, go ahead. Next one. So, we will talk about this Kuntur underground. All of these projects are well developed and have accessible roads, power lines, and the power lines and water as well. So, which is important for any countries, Russia or Kazakhstan. So, we have a compact, nice, small country that therefore we have a well-developed infrastructure access to those areas. I will talk about later about the cost of power, labor. So it's very attractive. And you know, the last year the government has changed. Now we have a new government, new cabinet of ministers. I think we're starting the new chapter in development of Kyrgyzstan. So we announced in our agenda that we will talk about a little bit about Kuntur. So unfortunately I couldn't tell more about Kuntur because they have some legal issues with Centera Gold. But what I can do as an external manager of Kuntur Gold Mine, be changing the strategy of developing this property. And since the mining legislations in our country going to be changed and very strict, so we already announced, government announced, and would like to change the regulations, mining law. So by new regulations, we will stop any development of gold within that glacier areas, so not anymore. So that therefore we have to change the strategy, and we're going to develop underground. We have enough gold at 4.5 gram per ton. At current gold price, it should be very profitable. So we have over 1.2 million ounces of gold reserves, and we're going to start the underground drilling to increase the resource and reserve underground development. So we have already some underground development. It's about 4 kilometers long, accessible now. So that's we will use as a good opportunity to do the next step. I'd like to say that we have 10 aspects of successful investment in Kyrgyzstan. As I said, we have a well-developed infrastructure, access to any of these deposits, and I would say that's key points. Labor cost in Kyrgyzstan is probably 2.5 times lower than in China. It's important, and we have power, cost of power, because we have a main source of power is a hydro, so it's cheap. It's about 3 cents per kilowatt. So later on, I will show you that the table comparing our prices versus our neighbor countries. Yeah, next one. Slide. So Kyrgyzstan is a part of Eurasian Customs Union. We more than 20 years as part of World Trade Organization. We have a preferential treatment on these international organizations. And Kyrgyzstan is a member of the following international associations. Next one. We do have a most favorable tax system. So it's a VAT, income tax for individuals, overall income tax. This holding company will have some as well the preferences. Any companies that develop under this holding company will get the VAT free export of the equipment, for example, and that special tax regime for holding. So we have a professional sources, of course, because the mining country, it's well developed. So at time, it's after the Second World War. We have plenty of metallurgical plants, minings and shafts. And, we have a well-known in Kyrgyzstan, the Polytechnical University. We have, I think, over 3,600 students currently. So that's our education resources. Next one. So that's about the labor cost in Kyrgyzstan. In the mining sector, it's about 100. So in China, it's about only 700 US dollars per month. So comparing to Kazakhstan, Russia, even to Uzbekistan, our cost of that hydropower is relatively cheap. It's 3 cents actually for the industrial. That's the current situation is that for a capital investment. So we just implemented new mining legislation and mining law, which is based on the Canadian mining law. So absolutely new one. We don't want to implement something new. We apply what exists to make for investors' lives easier. So we're using as well that Quebec's Quebec province mining legislations as well, the British Columbia's and Saskatchewan's, including as well the Western Australia's. So we're combining them and to take some best advantages of them, all the mining laws. The second most important things is I think we implementing or accepting the JOR code and NI 43-101 as well. So we don't want to play the games. We want to introduce and accept that as is. So we like to be a step ahead of Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. So that's our target. Next one. So we as well, we already doing homework and preparing that establish that sovereign wealth fund in Dubai. The next step. So to attract investors, which that fund will work under British law, and to attract some investors and investment into Kyrgyzstan. So we can use as well our gold as a collateral for the investors. A well-known scheme. Next one. So that's sovereign investment fund I was talking about. So this is something new for us. So we just started this implementation of that fund and already working with some of the group legal companies and others in Dubai. Next one. Bullet points of that government's role and responsibilities you can yourself. I talk about the JOR code and I put it in 101. So there you see the benefits. The license holders will obtain the fundamental new opportunities. All of this, deposits and license we can obtain without bidding processes. This holding has an exclusive right to obtain any licenses in Kyrgyzstan. So then share with the potential investors and develop together. So we set it up and the Contour management company. We set up project management office. We have enough expats and the locals, qualified persons. So we would like to develop not just the mining projects as well on the holding. We would like to, there will be project management office and as a division under the project management office, there will be subdivisions, 3 subdivisions. One of them just to develop mining projects. Second one to develop hydropower projects. They have a huge potential for hydropower and as well for infrastructure projects. Next. Under this holding, all these let's say daughter companies, they have a path to IPO to attract additional investors. So probably I would like to be quick. I think that's so that's about our project. And I would say this is a new chapter in the mining sector in the mining life of Kyrgyzstan. Thank you. Any questions?
I would like to ask, what is the situation with the access to geological information now for investors in Kyrgyzstan?
By the way, I would like to introduce our Minister of Natural Resources, Lady Ms. Kutmanova. On this regulators of that natural resources is in this ministerium actually. he can probably tell more, but we have enough geological data, and any license holder can obtain any information. So there's a plenty of starting from the Soviet time. So any license holders were in between, so they have reports and all information. So the Department of Geological Department, it's called, they have all the fresh information as well. So you can obtain anytime. It's available.
Yes, a few weeks ago, there's an announcement by the Kyrgyz government there would be a substantial increase in the license retention fee, mining licenses. Can you update us on what the current status of that is?
This is something new because you know that lessons learned from the past. There are many license holders keeping the licenses for 10, 20 years, not developing, waiting for some investors. So that's, we want to stop it. And that's why we increase that fee to hold the license 5,000 times. Mining sector is expensive, you know, it's not a game. But that's why we want to change the legislations and really attract the real investors. So that's why. I think the story is ending now. Just do our audit of the license holders and just withhold, cancel most of the licenses. Any more questions? I will burn the Mines and Money. We have a boost. We prepared for this conference. We prepared for a long time. I think any questions we can answer and more in details. We have a chief geologist, a consultant from our company, so he can do more in details, anything regarding the geology. So in general about the mining legislations and the current changes, we have a Minister of Natural Resources, and I can answer on any other questions. Please, you can talk to me today and the next 2 days. Thank you very much.